Right, once more into the digital world. Let's just see what our new domains have in store for us. Probably not anything too special, but hey, I could use something relaxing right now. And what better way to relax than going through a mindless dungeon crawler while you digest some of the crap you've had to deal with. Sure, there's always straight-up meditation, but that never really worked for me for some reason. Whenever I tried it, I always ended up bringing my mind to something depressing rather than a calming nothingness. When meditation starts making you feel downright morose, it's probably not for you. So as bare bones and in many ways bad as this game is by most measurement systems, the forced grinding in a bare bones story was actually a nice change of pace for me when I was younger. No stress, no real need to hurry towards the ending, just make it an excuse to kill time and just let my mind do some undepressed wandering. Better made role-player games always made me too curious or interested in the story to just let myself go like that. And games without a turn-based system at all always made me feel like I had to actively do something all the time, not let myself go into autopilot to get through most of it. I suppose I wish I'd known of technically better games to use as a makeshift meditation help when I was younger and stressed. But not much you can do about that, you just gotta work with the hand that you're dealt. Well, hello there, Lego boy. I hope you didn't have any plans for the rest of your life because you're about to be drafted. Right, welcome to the team, comrade. Though I'm sorry to say, the only Digimon on our team I'll probably get attached to is Glitch. We're going to be going through various Digimon about as quickly as tissue paper around here, as the further the game goes, and nobody's really going to be a permanent fixture for all time. Ah, son of a bitch. Bloody hell, you mean I can't move diagonally because of that thing? It's bad enough those electrical fields can occasionally avoid our sensors for some reason. Though you'd think it'd be easy to notice a dangerous electrical cylinder in the middle of nowhere. Suppose I should have been a little more cautious of the thin path between the acid fields. Considering how forgettable and one-sided the standard fights are, the enemy is annoyingly durable. And it's slightly exacerbated by the fact that we have to go through some drawn-out attack animations in every round. Maybe I should skip all but the boss fights after this clip, but that would eliminate an insane amount of footage from this LP. And unlike the original Assassin's Creed, the dull nature of this game isn't really a forgotten feature for me. It was part of the damn appeal when I was a kid for some reason. And since a major reason I'm doing this game is nostalgia, I'm probably just gonna have to soldier on through a good deal of dullness. Can the attacks please be more than just throwing around small energy balls over an undisclosed distance? If you're going to bother giving every sprite unique-looking attack animations that we're going to have to see over and over again, can we at least make them actual strikes? You know, just something a bit more interesting to look at. Granted, Assassin's Creed managed to make Altair's rather brutal yet effective kills rather dull from sheer repetition. But they were something worth seeing at least the first time, and they tended to finish rather quickly. Oh, we are in no condition to go across an acid field. We're going the long way around. Right, now that we're where we need to be, let's get those enemies over here so we can get some more cash and experience points. Yes, even when I'm trying to conserve fuel so we reach the boss at the end of a domain, I'm going to take some opportunities to level up around here. Considering we get full HP and MP with every level up, and the ever-increasing amount of experience we need to level up with is and the painfully small amount you get from each individual fight is probably worth the slowdown. Right, the next fight should bring Tori to 7 as well. Considering the number of Digimon in this game and how they made the floor layouts relatively random, I'm surprised the encounters aren't more randomized. They could have just told the game how to limit the encounters, but left it random how many you fight and what Digimon from a particular group allowed to be in that domain would pop up. Instead, what do we get? Randomly placed encounters that have predetermined compositions. So if you fought 2 different enemy compositions on a floor, you've probably fought everything you're ever gonna face on that floor. It's all well and good if you're only in a domain for the sake of grinding. Going through the same song and dance over and over again can be bearable when you're just trying to get more cash and more experience points. But when you're advancing towards a domain boss, I can't help thinking I'd prefer more of a sense of life. I suppose preferring things to feel alive is a little ridiculous when you're stuck in a digital world. Right, too much to hope for that a chest on the final floor would have something useful. Ah well, we should be able to handle the local boss as we are. Oh dear, champion level. This guy is definitely a step up from the rookies we've been beating on up to this point. Kira, we've never actually seen these Digimon be a menace to anyone from the city. I'm not even convinced they're an actual threat. Great, speeding up the boss fight music makes it sound like we're entering a rave. Anyway, there's no real strategy to winning this fight. We just have to pound the cock until he can't take anymore and hope we're the last one standing in this slug-out. Sure, it's a 3-on-1, but he's a good deal stronger than any of our guys individually. Or at least he's stronger when he can get a shot off. I doubt that luck will last for too long, but I certainly hope this isn't going to be too lopsided in our favor. I don't want to get too used to making bosses look easier. I might stumble when we run into a genuine challenge. Wonder how far into the game it'll take before we start getting some hard balls thrown at us. After all, we just jumped from a rookie to one that was potentially 10 levels stronger. I don't really know for sure how much more powerful the bird is compared to the gears we fought earlier. It's not like I'm looking at a walkthrough to compare stats or something. Well, it's about time you managed to shoot back. And look at that! The moment the bird managed to get over his performance issues, he made our bird gain some performance issues. Still, Glitch is our heaviest hitter, and Kakatorimon won't last much longer to the sustained beating. Oh, too bad for him. He didn't manage to put a status effect on Glitch as well. There goes any chance for victory he may have had. I was somehow expecting more of a reward for killing something that much stronger than any single one of our team. Oh goody, we've gotten a part for something we don't know about yet. I'd say we've cleared the domain. Yeah, we're back. Just fix up our ride and fuel it up. It's kind of odd that we're charged for fixing the autopilot if we run out of fuel or armor. But any other issues with our tank are dealt with for free. Sorry, Andy, you're just trading fodder. I'll probably replace you with another toy Agumon and give it the exact same name as you later on. I know, a little on the cold side, but to be fair, we're getting a snow-themed Digimon out of it. I'd say that's actually kind of appropriate. I probably should have asked this earlier, but what do you intend to do with Andy now that I've traded him to you? Are you going to trade him off to someone else, or take him apart and use the Legos to help build something else in this poor excuse of a city? Huh. Looks like this guy was a rock-themed Digimon in a previous life. Certainly not a bad deal for a level 1 toy Agumon, but again, we're probably not going to use the Digimon Center all that often in this game. Anyway, let's free up the space on our tank and put the Snow Agumon that we can't nickname on the bench for now. I'm probably going to go on a few recruiting runs before hitting the next domain. At the very least, it'll be a good excuse for more leveling up and more money. Why is it that when people want to give us a gift, it automatically goes to the tank, but when we want to buy something, it goes into the server and makes us trade things around just to make it usable? I swear, that's just busy work for the sake of busy work. I wouldn't even say it has much of an effect on how long the game is. It's just there to occasionally make you feel like an idiot when you happen to forget. Right, back to the place we just finished so we can increase our numbers. Preferably by grabbing Digimon we don't currently have on our team, like Tentamon and Toy Agumon. And of course, grind for cash and experience. Do we really feel like a stalwart defender of a city? Because that has not been the vibe I've been getting despite our missions. Feels more like we're raiding and smacking around our less organized neighbors like a bunch of Viking wannabes. Though the only time I've ever heard of a Viking-esque group recruiting from the places they raid was the Muppet Show. Great! Now I want to start singing In the Navy to help kill time. Shame there's no place in this game that I can think of that looks anything like a village or actual water, so me singing badly would just feel like it came out of nowhere just to fill space on the clip. All those domains look like we're going into a generic dungeon, with just some differences in terrain to tell you you're on a different floor. I think this is the first time we're trying to recruit someone from a group instead of a loner. The last man standing always joins us, so if there's anyone you don't want to recruit in a group, take them out first. Really not sure what to think of that kind of logic. My friends and I just got our asses handed to us by a group that shot CD players at us. It really doesn't give you a sense that these Digimon have minds of their own, or any real loyalty. Of course, it's hard to rival the sort of attachment you could possibly get if you raise a Digimon since they were an egg and made them stronger. Kinda makes me wish we had some sort of partner system similar to the first Digimon world, only without the lack of forgiveness for care mistakes, and with a longer, if not non-existent, time limit for when a Digimon kicks the bucket from old age. As it is, there's very little sense of individuality between Digimon, and it's kind of hard to grow particularly attached if you know the level limits and the need to constantly DNA digivolve and replace lost members. Hell, the early game, at around the point when we've got rookies and champions, is what I remember most about this game. Once we get around to the champion ultimate range of levels, my memory becomes a lot more fuzzy. And by that point, the only Digimon I feel any affection toward is the one that originally was our first Digimon. At least at the moment, there's very little difference between Glitch and any of the fresh recruits we gained. Didn't think we'd run out of space in our inventory that quickly. Sure, we've got a small item box on board our tank, but considering the number of empty boxes we ran into before, it's strange that every box had something for us this time. Well, I suppose that gives us more stuff to sell before our next trip out. I'm not gonna sell much, since we might need the HP drives and extra fuel at this stage of the game, but still. Right, once more into the wild, assuming you can call anything wild around here. I swear I've seen wilder kitchen tables than the dungeons we've been going through. This time we're getting another end. Feel free to make comparisons to the Mad King Ryan from Rooster Teeth's Let's Plays. There is literally no difference between Digimon that are caught in the wild, visually or statistically, and if I want to give them the same name over and over again, then that's what I'm gonna do. I try to be more creative with names in something like Pokemon, but to be fair, I'm not pretty much forced to capture the exact same breed of Pokemon over and over again. I'm not even sure why they bothered giving us the ability to nickname our Digimon. We're being told to give them a slightly personal touch when these troops are absolutely guaranteed to leave us before the game's done. At least in something like XCOM, if you're good and lucky, they'll survive, and you can generally start rooting for these guys who have been that damn badass. And I suppose if you've never played this game before, the fact that you're gonna have to say goodbye to so many of the guys that got you through the early bits is going to sting a little. But if you know what's coming, then the lack of difference between various Biomon outside of how many times have you DNA digivolved with this one gives it a certain sense of inevitability. And that's a little odd coming from a game trying to target the usual Pokemon crowd. There's a bit of bad luck. Guess we're gonna have to try to get another Toyogamon in a later attempt on this domain. Still, no harm in continuing to grind for cash and experience here. Bloody hell. Kind of annoying when a recruitment attempt fails. It's not that often when you get a big heart like that, but still. Within the realm of possibility and all that, while you can certainly throw more items at a Digimon you want to join you, given our current inventory limits, I'd say 2 per customer is a good way to handle things. All that really matters is that we've got 3 fighters deployed. Anyone else is just a replacement for when the current roster needs to be phased out. And yes, I'm thinking of team members phasing out when we're at level 8. We've got enough time wasting going on in this time sink of the game without adding frantically looking for new recruits because we have absolutely no choice but to look. Right, same dealer, same cards, no need to change strategies, and no need to feel worried. Of course, the only franchise where I felt outright worried when grinding for experience was Shin Megami Tensei, but the makers of that franchise are downright sadistic. The makers of Digimon World 2 are just lazy. Another wild boar takes a stone now, and it's time to move on. And once again, we're dealing with the exact same group. Should I even bother continuing to show grinding in this game? I think I've shown just how repetitive it is around here, and while it might feel strange to see our team level up without seeing the full path upwards, considering how bare bones this game is, I'm not sure if anyone will care. Any feedback on this matter would be appreciated. Right, is there anyone else to fight, or anything else worth grabbing? Granted, even things we're in no danger of using can be sold to the vendors, but still. Right, next floor. This sort of floor rarely has enemies and is usually a good way for getting items. Usually, at any rate. Apparently, in this entire trip, I've been a little low on luck. I'd say it's time to call it a day. Hope you enjoyed and that I've dealt with the minor audio problem the previous clip had. Just need to do some transferring and item selling before saving.